I mean, I'm saying, what kind of deal is 2 days?
Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're all well. I thought I'd just, give you guys an update on Ugly Love. So as you guys know, I started this book a while ago. I started it actually in the summer, and because it's so highly rated, highly talked about, just everyone's obsessed with it, I really thought that I was going to love it. But you just have to wait and see what I think about this. If you guys would love to see more book content, please let me know. You can let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. That would be fantastic, as then I'll know that you guys really enjoy these kinds of videos. And please subscribe to my channel, as it supports me a lot. So if you haven't heard of Ugly Love before, it is about Tate and Miles. It says here, it's not exactly love at first sight for Tate Collins when she meets the tormented and secretive Miles Archer. They wouldn't even go as far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is a mutual physical attraction that can't be denied. Once their desires are out in the open, they realize they might have stumbled on the perfect no strings arrangement. He's not looking for love and she doesn't have time for it. So there are rules that Tate has to follow, that Miles put in place. So she can never ask about his past and don't expect a future. That obviously becomes very difficult for Tate. When her emotions start being invested in Miles, all she wants to do is ask about his past and think about a future with him, you know what I mean? So it says here, hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. Okay, this book is so hyped up by everyone, right? No, and it's Colleen Hoover, you know what I mean? She's the #1 New York Times best-selling author, like, you know what I mean? Like, she cannot do any wrong. And I've read a couple of her books, so I know what her writing style is, and I know that I like that writing style. Her books are very easy to read, so I knew that going in. I'm not sure what it was with this book though. Like, tell me, has anyone else like kind of not enjoyed it? Like, is it just me? Am I the only one that feels this way? I have no clue. Like, from Instagram and online, like, all I can see is people extremely loving it, and I'm just there like, but I didn't. But it's like, it's everything that I like in a book, so I don't know why I didn't love it as much. I think I'd give this book 3 stars. Only because I found, like, as a whole, the book was pretty boring. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't amazing, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it wasn't, the storyline I think felt a bit repetitive, a slow burn, like it was taking a while for it to get where it was going. Obviously they're gonna end up together, like, come on, it's common sense, isn't it? Like, they're gonna end up together, that's not a spoiler. But the fact that it only happens like right at the end, it's just like, I could have had that in the middle, to be honest. Let me take out some of my notes. The reason why I'm saying 3 stars and not like a 0 or 1 star is because there were moments where my heart was racing. There were moments where I had like emotion. So I feel like 3 is an average, it's an average. Like, am I gonna remember this book? Probably not. Did it make me feel some type of way? Definitely, yes. I can't take that away from it. If you don't want to be spoiled for anything, I think this section there will be a bit of spoilers here and there. So, when Rachel said, I'm late, I was like, oh! That whole situation with Miles and Rachel had me fucking stressed out. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't like anything to do with that, like those kind of romances, like stepbrother romances, you know what I mean? I don't really like that sort of thing, that sort of trope in books. Rachel and Miles were sort of doing, like, getting together. I was like, oh my god, no, their mum and dad got together, like, it's so awkward. But I get it, because Miles technically knew her before that, right? But it's like, they're grown-ups, like, you know what I mean? Ugh. When that happened, I was physically like shutting the book. Like, I had to like close it. When she said I'm late, I was like, fuck, like, that is wild, you know what I mean? Okay, is anyone else like this? I have a love-hate relationship with Miles. Like, I hate him but love him at the same time. Like, there were moments at the beginning, especially at the beginning, when he was, the way he was with Tate. Listen, Tate was the new Tessa for me. Tate, ugh. Girl, I was just like, I think that's also another reason why I did not enjoy it. Guys, my thoughts are all over the place. Sorry, because I recently finished it. So it's like, I think my thoughts are all over the place because of the fact that I think Tate deserves better. I really do. I really think she deserves a lot more than what she got from Miles. And I'm all for, like, know your worth, girl. Like, don't even, not for a man, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm just like, I feel like that, and I need to not like put my real life expectations in a book, you know what I mean? Because like in real life, if your friend comes to you with this sort of storyline, you'd be like, fuck, like, excuse me, you need to leave him right now. But because this is a book, I need to not take it so seriously. She tells him that she's late and then he runs out of the room. I was thinking, this dickhead, you know? But then he comes back and he tells her that he went to go and get the brochures and like find out about like student housing, accommodation, and how they can do like night classes and still go to school while looking after the baby. Like, I like that he stepped up. I like that a lot. So I've got to give him that, brownie points for that. Other thing was the fact that he would say the bare minimum, like the bare minimum to Tate, yeah? And she'd be like, over the moon about it, like ecstatic about it. I'm just like, girl, relax yourself. Like, he'd be like, oh, you look great, like something like that, right? Not even fucking sunshine and daisies, like, you look great. And she'd be like, oh my god, he said I look great, like I want to put it on a billboard, like that kind of energy. Throughout this, I had a lot of secondhand embarrassment. I was just like, girl, please just play it a bit cool, you know what I mean? Because he knew throughout the whole like situation that she wanted to be with him, you know what I mean? So it's like, keep your cool a little bit, please, Tate, okay? Even before they started their agreement, she's already here falling for him. I'm just like, relax. Chapter 19. Yeah, it had me fuming at this, the audacity of Miles. Like, sometimes it's just like the audacity. Like, I was getting major Tessa and Hardin vibes from this book. Like, really, like, the way he was behaving was giving me Hardin tendencies. I'm not even being funny. It was Hardin. I was like, this is not okay. So, like, chapter 19, yeah, he basically gets with her, right? And then, without giving too much away, he leaves and then goes to, like, the bathroom or a different room or whatever, and he slams the door, leaving her by herself. Are you alright, Miles? Just because they have an arrangement, it doesn't give him the green light to be a dick. Like, it just doesn't, you know? He's acting like trash. Like, I'm not being funny. He's being a big F-boy, basically. Like, he's not nice. He's not being nice to her at all. Like, I don't understand why she was still sticking around. After that, it should have been like, no way, right? If I wasn't put off him from the beginning, right? Like, this would have definitely put me off. Like, this mark, he put me off because it was just like, so rude. Like, I got the ick just from that. I actually got the ick. Okay, so I actually got notes up here. That's why I'm looking down here. I said he left, doesn't want a relationship with her, right? I put doesn't want a relationship with you because I'm talking to as if I'm talking to Tate. Ignores her for weeks, guys, weeks. Okay, he thinks you have another guy over and gets all that's what it was. So this guy from her school was coming over to do some assignment with her. Like, it was literally just like so friendly, like nothing's going on at all. And tell me why Miles gets all possessive, as if he has the right to be possessive of her when he just did that before, okay? But the funny thing is, yeah, he gets all possessive, all macho man on the girl, and it's like she can't push him away and tell him no. Even though he says he doesn't want a relationship with her, he still hasn't changed his mind about relationships. He still hasn't changed his mind, and yet still she let him in. Like, this is what I mean by Tessa and Hardin vibes. Like, do you see this sort of behavior, the pattern of behavior that you see in Tessa and Hardin is exactly what is happening here. Also, another thing that I thought was great was her brother finding out. I think it needed to happen, but it happened way later on. It needed to happen a bit sooner, but that drama was tea. Like, that drama was good. Oh my god. Okay, so after, yeah, her brother asks Miles in front of Tate, by the way, oh, do you love her? Like, do you see a future with her? Because obviously, like, he's her big brother, right? She's gotta, like, protect her. Knowing that Miles hasn't been in a relationship for 6 years, obviously it's like strange. Out of the blue, you want to be in a relationship with my sister. Like, what are your true intentions, right? He tells her brother no, he's not in love with her and he doesn't plan on having a future with her. I literally want to strangle him. Like, I'm not being funny. Just for the sake of my happiness, can you not just, like, give me a little slither of hope? I know that sounds bad, yeah, but at this point, I've been through it with you. I've been through it. Can't you just tell my brother at least something nice? What do you think is gonna happen from here? He's your friend as well. Like, that's the madness. Anyway, after that happened, after that, After that happened, right, and he tells her no, and he tells the brother no, and she's there, she's a witness for this, yeah. She goes over and knocks on Miles's door straight after. Biggest L. She's the biggest L. Oh my. This book actually gave me blood pressure, I think, because I need to calm down. I'm way up here, like it just stresses me out. I'm actually embarrassed for her. I'm embarrassed for her. Like, this is embarrassing. This is just what it is, you know. She's a clown for this, and that's what I thought the entire book is like. She's clowning. What is this? There was multiple times where I was like, no, you know. And then page 264, he can't even admit that he misses her. She says, admit that you miss me, right? By the way, that is very bold, right? Admit that you miss me. And he can't even say it to her. And you know what? I'm there waiting. I'm reading. You know, the time is ticking. Tick, 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 tick. The time is ticking in my brain. And I'm waiting for the F you moment. Like, F off, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, who the fuck are you? That's what I was waiting for, you know? For her to stick it on him, because even till this point he can't say that he missed her after he went and been a pilot for so long, you know what I mean? Been like away doing pilot stuff for so long, and he comes back, he can't say he missed her. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie, at that point I was done with Miles. I was done with Miles at this point. Like, he's on Hardin level, and I hate him as much as I hate Hardin, probably. So they get in like a little bit of a heated argument, right? And then she finally asks the question that we wanted to know throughout the entire book on page 264. So this is also another reason why I wasn't as, I think, invested in this relationship and this book, because, you know, like in storylines, this book made me realize that I prefer it when we know a little nugget of story but the main character doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, someone's been through it, the readers know what it is, but the love interest doesn't, and then we're just like waiting for her to find out, you know. I think I prefer that sort of storyline when that happens. But the fact that we really were kept in the dark throughout this whole book, and then she finally asks, like, what did she do to you? And then right, he doesn't tell her, basically. So then I'm there like waiting, like, oh my god, like this is the bit where I was like, oh my god. And from here on, I think just like the last 100 pages or so is where it really started to get interesting. The last couple of chapters is where, for me personally, it picked up and I was really invested in the storyline. It was sort of starting to unveil itself almost. And so then I was reading it, and then I see like Rachel POV, like Rachel has a POV. This is the gist that I needed. And I find out this bitch, while Miles has been, you know, tormented, struggling in his, you know, 6 years of life, this bitch is married with a child. Excuse me. I'm happy for her though, because obviously I get it, you have to move on. Like, I'm happy for her, but it's like another thing was like, this bitch is married with a child. I couldn't believe it. I was just like, Miles wasted so much time. Not wasted, because he probably needed that time to heal, to be honest. But anyway, from when he goes to see Rachel at her house, by the way, with her husband there as well. But anyway, when he goes to see Rachel at her house, he talks it over with her, you know, he cries some tears. That part was really, really sad and emotional. I'm not gonna lie about that. Like, it did get me. And I was like, oh. Then after, he shows up at Tate's house. Do they even get back together? At this point, I'm just like, wow, this is a lot of back and forth. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, together, not together, together, not together, together. Like, it was a lot. The amount of times that they not break up, but like stop the arrangement, carry on, stop the arrangement. Like, it was a lot. I thought this was really sweet. So Miles takes her on a aeroplane to see the sunset, because she's always asked him like, oh, how is the sunset up there, right? So he gets brownie points for that as well, because it's like, it shows that he listens, you know what I mean? He's not that much of a douche, and it's quite a romantic moment. I think it's like really sweet. And then it was just like, at the end of the book, I was just like, I was gonna give this 1 star, I'm not gonna lie, but then towards the end it really picked up, and then I was like, I'm kind of forgetting what he put her through, you know, because of these little cute moments at the end were really making up for some of the stuff he put her through, but then I just like start to remember about everything that he put her through, and I'm like, no, this guy does not deserve my forgiveness. I don't know how I feel. Let me know how you guys feel about this book. But one person who will never get my forgiveness is Hardin Scott. Like, I'm not even being funny. Hardin, even after I read Ever After Happy, or Ever Happy After, Ever Happy, right? Even after I read After Ever Happy, don't be expecting no forgiveness from me, because it ain't gonna happen, okay? Miles was just on a different level because of he's really faced a lot of trauma, I think. Like, wow. And how everything was revealed, I think it was like really special, and just to see like the vulnerable side of him as well was really, really special. And no, you guys, you know the way that Colleen Hoover wrote the incident, yeah, ooh, like the way it was, oh my god, the way it was tugging at my heartstrings was not normal. Like, I was just like, no tears fell, but I was really, really emotional. And I just thought that was written beautifully, perfectly. Like, oh my god, the way that got emotion out of me, that whole chapter, I think was a lot to take in. And because it's just so much in such short, like, you know what I mean, it's just like we're bombarded with it. Yeah, I was really going through it on that chapter. I just think that the ending was just perfect. I really wanted to see that happen for Miles, especially, so I'm really glad that that is the way it ended. And you know, at the end where it says it's the beautiful moments like these that make up for the ugly love, and it's just like, oh, so beautiful, such a beautiful story. But then it took a while to get there, so I bumped it up to a 3-star because of the fact that there were certain chapters that I just couldn't knock down, that just deserved recognition, so I just had to bump that up. All in all, has it left an impression on me though? Yes, it has. Like, you know, the whole storyline with Miles and Rachel, it was really, really touching. And I've never read a book on what's included in here. I don't really want to say it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I have not read about this kind of loss before. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end the video. If you like these videos, remember to give this video a thumbs up. I will see you in my next video. Let me know what other books to react to. What are you currently reading as well? I'd really be interested in knowing. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.